There's a moment, right at the beginning of every Roblox Grow a Garden story, that most people don't talk about. It's quiet, almost invisible. It happens when you first spawn into the game and look around at the empty land, the lonely plot, the quietness of a world that hasn't yet been shaped by your touch. It's that moment when you're standing there, with no coins jingling in your pocket, no glowing items, no fancy pets, no shimmering fruit trees. Just soil. Plain, untouched soil. In that moment, that's when the question hits you, not as a loud voice, but as a whisper. Can I really do this without Robux? You look around and see other players, flying overhead on glowing mounts, teleporting through portals, harvesting from legendary plants that seem to sparkle under the sun. Their gardens are massive, perfectly landscaped, perfectly decorated, everything pulsing with color and magic. And then there's you, small, quiet, uncertain. Your plot looks like it's just been born. Nothing yet blooms, and there's no sign that greatness could ever grow here. That it's easy, in that moment, to doubt yourself. So if you've ever opened this game and felt small, forgotten, or behind, this is your video. And if you've ever asked yourself if you can become something special without spending anything at all, let this be the answer. Because yes, you can get rich without Robux. And today, I'll show you how. Not with numbers, not with magic, but with heart. Welcome to the story that started from zero. Have you ever stood at the edge of a brand new garden in Roblox and felt that quiet mix of doubt and hope at the same time? The world loads in, the breeze hums, the sky glows softly, and there you are with an empty patch of soil and a question that won't let go. Can you really become rich here without Robux, without shortcuts, without a glittering head start? It's tempting to believe the answer lives behind a paywall, that the glow you see in other people's plots comes from something you can't touch. But then the wind shifts, the music leans in, and you notice the smallest sparkle in the dirt. Not a purchase, not a power-up, just possibility. That I remember the first time I felt that pull. I spawned into a quiet server where the paths were clean and the lamps were already warming the grass. Across the map, gardens shimmered like postcards from a dream. Petals that looked like colored glass, trees that seemed to remember old songs, butterflies painting the air with gentle strokes. I could have turned away. I could have said this belongs to someone else. But the soil under my feet was patient, and patience has a way of answering questions nobody else hears. I walked the border of my plot, tracing the edge with slow steps, letting the game teach me its language. The ground didn't rush me. The air didn't bargain with me. The garden simply waited, as if to say, if you show up, I will meet you here. That's when the real challenge came. Not the planting, not the harvesting, not even the layout. The challenge was the voice in my head whispering that wealth only arrives for those who click faster, trade louder, decorate bigger. But the garden has a softer truth. It rewards the player who sees the beauty in an empty corner and imagines a lantern there. It opens for the caretaker who listens to the hush between sound effects, who notices how the light bends around a tree at dusk, who moves a path a little to the left because the story will flow better that way. You start to realize that the richest gardens are not piled high with things. They are composed, like music. So here is where our journey begins. Not with a shopping cart, not with flashy tools, but with a breath. With the decision to slow down enough to hear what the soil is saying. To place your first seed like a promise. To water not because a timer is flashing, but because you mean it. You begin to build a place that feels lived in, not just filled in. A bench tucked beneath a flowering branch. A lamp that throws a circle of warmth on the path at night. A fountain beside the plot that always catches the moonlight just right. The little choices collect, and suddenly your garden doesn't look like the starter patch you spawned with. It looks like a chapter. People will walk by and feel it. They might not know why they stopped. They'll stand at your fence, tilt their camera, and stay a little longer than they planned. They'll message you with a simple compliment that somehow lights up your whole screen. That's when you realize what the word rich means in this world. It isn't just about rare items or sparkling fruit. It's about the way your space makes someone slow down. It's about the story your paths are telling, the way your flowers guide the eye, the hush that falls over your garden when the sky changes and the lamps bloom. You don't need to outspend anyone to reach that feeling. You need rhythm. You need presence. You need the willingness to return to this little patch of land on days when life is noisy and let the calm arrange your thoughts. You will find that the garden answers consistency with surprises. Not the kind that leap out with fanfare, but the kind that appear because you made room for them. A seed you almost overlooked becomes the note your melody was missing. A decoration that felt simple yesterday becomes the anchor for everything around it today. The map nudges you towards someone whose garden hums at the same frequency as yours, and a conversation begins that will shape what you plant next. That if you are new, if you feel small, if you are certain that others have already taken all the sunshine, let this be your invitation. Wealth here is sculpted, not bought. It's arranged with care, watered with intention, and harvested with gratitude. It grows in the way you greet your garden when you log in. It grows in the way you place a fence, not to keep people out, but to draw their eyes along a line you designed. It grows in the patience to let a seed take its time and the courage to move a path when your heart tells you it belongs somewhere else. In this video, I'm going to walk you through that quiet art. I'm going to show you how to read the hush between actions, how to place things so they sing together, how to trade kindness for ideas and ideas for progress. We'll wander through layouts that breathe, talk about why certain corners feel alive, and learn how to make the night in your garden glow in a way that makes strangers smile. We'll meet players who build for meaning and discover how collaboration becomes its own kind of currency. We will gather moments that can't be bought and turn them into a garden that looks like it remembers your name. Take a breath and settle in. Let the background music carry your thoughts for a while. You don't have to race. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to be louder than the next plot over. You only have to arrive, to listen, to place each choice with care, and let the rest unfold. Because the truth is simple and beautiful. Yes, you can get rich without Robux. You can become rich in presence, rich in design, rich in community, rich in the feeling that your garden is a sanctuary in a busy map. And when that feeling takes root, everything else begins to bloom. Walk with me. Touch the soil. Watch the lamp light gather on the stones. Hear the leaves say welcome. By the time the sky shifts and the fireflies begin their dance, you'll feel it too. That rising warmth that whispers you are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be. This is your plot. This is your story. And it is ready to grow. And now, as the sky begins to dim and the last shimmer of sunlight kisses the edge of our garden path, I want you to pause for a moment. Take one slow breath. Let the music of this world soften around you. And look at how far you've come. Not in upgrades, not in flashy numbers, but in awareness, in intention, in love for a space that you built one seed at a time. Because here's the truth. Getting rich without Robux isn't some hidden cheat code. It's not a loophole or a shortcut or a rare chance only a few discover. It is a path open to anyone willing to slow down, pay attention, and truly connect with their space, with their journey, and with the stories that quietly grow beneath every leaf and lantern. That if you've stayed with me this long, then you've already proven something most players never realize. You care about more than speed. You care about craft. You don't just want a garden that looks good. You want one that feels good, one that lives, one that welcomes others and whispers to them. Take your time. Stay a while. Breathe. And that is a kind of richness no Robux can buy. Let them race to the leaderboard. Let them chase sparkle after sparkle. You're building legacy. Your plot is becoming a poem. Every time you log in, you're writing another verse with every soft placement of a flower, every curve of a path, every gentle choice made without the pressure of comparison. This is the magic of growing without Robux. You become rich in ways most will never even notice. Rich in pride, because everything you've earned, you earned with presence. Rich in creativity, because limitation forced you to imagine more and better. Rich in meaning, because you weren't just throwing decorations onto a screen. You were designing a feeling. And here's the most beautiful part of all. Your journey will inspire others. Yes. Someone, somewhere, will see your garden and feel that familiar spark. They'll ask themselves, could I do this too? And your space will answer them, not with flashy effects, but with the quiet kind of magic that says, yes, you can. You absolutely can. So keep going. Keep watering. Keep placing. Keep shifting the little things until they hum with harmony. Keep showing up, not just for the rewards, but for the rhythm of it all. Because one day, maybe without realizing it, you'll look around and discover that your garden glows even in silence. That it stands as a sanctuary not just for you, but for everyone who steps through your gates. And when they ask how you did it, you'll smile. Not because you had Robux, not because you had help, but because you cared. You stayed. You believed. You grew. So here's to you, gardener of light and patience. May your plot forever bloom. May your path always lead others toward peace. And may you always remember